morning. My name is Miss Cindy and this is Miss Destiny.
Hello.
Welcome to Boys and Girls Club. We're so glad you decided to join us for Power Hour. Power Hour includes skills such as collaboration, knowledge construction, assessing and analyzing information, critical thinking, and problem solving, effective written and verbal communication. When we're at the club, we want everyone to feel like they belong. It's no different than here online. First off, make sure you have permission to participate in summer enrichment camp from your parent or guardian. Secondly, grab your club on the go bag. You may need some of the supplies found inside for our activity today. Lastly, have fun. Leave comments, take quizzes, or submit your work below. Ready? Awesome. Let's get started. Today's activity is called What Comes Next? What comes next? Today we will be talking about patterns.
Do you know what a pattern is?
Yes, a pattern is a repeated design or a set of shapes arranged in a certain way. And today we're going to practice using different kinds of objects to make straight lines and other type of patterns. One example, simple example of a pattern is we're going to use regular blocks, something you might see in your classroom or school, or you might have Legos, but just regular blocks. So a basic pattern is going to be, I got the same shape blocks, so I got red, orange, red, orange, red, orange. A two pattern block. You need at least two different objects, two different colors or two different shapes or two different sizes, two different things to make a pattern. Now if I wanted to make this pattern a little bit more sophisticated, I'd add another color to it. And I would do red, orange, blue. Red, orange, blue. Red, orange, and what would be next? Blue. So we now have red, orange, blue, a three-color pattern. Now let's add another color to this. I got my red, my orange, blue, green. So now I have a four-color pattern. Red, orange, blue, green. Red, orange, blue, green. As we build different lines and shapes, you're going to pay attention to the pattern and then guess what comes next. And again, we said let's do a guessing one. I got red, orange, blue, green. Red, orange, and what comes next, Destiny?
Blue.
Blue.
Then we have green.
Then we have green. And we can stop the pattern. We repeated it in two sections, or we can add another row to it. Your pattern can continue as long as you have objects. It can continue, okay? We're going to show you another type of pattern. We find patterns all over, even in movement and sound. We're going to demonstrate a pattern using sound. So let's think of some sounds we can use. Snap, clap. Snap, clap. Snap, what comes next?
Clap.
So that's the sound one. Or you can do snap, clap, tap. Snap, clap, tap. You know that more as a rhythm. A lot of music and bands use patterns in their music. Also, you can do it with a movement. This one is sit, stand. Sit, stand. What does that remind you of? Different exercises have a lot of patterns. So that's a pattern using movement and another pattern using sound with no objects. Okay. We're also going to do another type of pattern using shapes, but these shapes are different colors. It doesn't have to be the same color. We're going to do this pattern based on the size and shape of the object. We have three triangles that are just exactly the same size. The only difference is their color. We have 3 medium squares that are exactly the same size. They're just different colors. And then we have 3 little orange squares. They're the same size, shape, and color. So now we're going to make a pattern out of these. It's going to be quite a colorful pattern because, like I said, we have different ones. So I'm going to start out with a purple triangle. Then I'm going to add the purple square. Then I'm going to add the orange square. So what will come next in my pattern?
We're going to put another triangle, big triangle. And then we could put another big square. And then we're going to put a little square.
A little square. And you see my triangles are 2 different colors, but it doesn't matter. They're the same shape and size. And that's what this pattern is about. Our squares are the same shape and size. These just happen to be the same shape, size, and color. So let's finish our pattern. We now, after our last one, we're going to repeat it. So we're going to go to our triangle, then our medium square, then our little square. So it's not your regular colored pattern we used before, but it's still a pattern because you're using different shapes. Okay? So we use different shapes and sizes, different objects. We use sound, we used movement. So now we're going to make a pattern that I find kind of interesting, and you can use it with any objects in your house. But I'm going to do this one with butterflies. I have some little butterflies. You can do it with bugs, you can do it with cars, Legos, but you at least have to have 2 objects that are different and at least 2 that are the same. So I have these different butterflies. I have the orange butterflies with the dots on them. I have the purple butterflies, I have the pink and white butterflies, and I have the green butterflies. So I have 2 of each color. So I'm going to start off making a 2 color pattern. I'm going to use the red and white and the green. So to repeat that pattern, I would use the red and white and the green. And I would keep going if I had those same butterflies, but I don't. So now I'm going to use some of my other butterflies. So I'm going to use the red and white pattern, the green pattern, the orange pattern, and then I can repeat that pattern. So what would come next?
We will have the orange one.
The orange one. Okay, so now I'm going to do a pattern adding my purple butterflies. So let's start it over. Red and white, green, orange, and my purple butterfly. So now we have a 4 color pattern. We all have butterflies, but they're all different. So to start that pattern over, I would use my red and white. Next is my green. Next is my orange. And the last one would be the purple one. So that's all my butterflies. I was able to put them all in a pattern. So now I'm going to do something interesting. I'm going to mix butterflies with cats. Now, butterflies and cats probably don't go well together, but we're going to make a pattern with them. And I only have 3 cats, so that means my pattern can only repeat 3 times. So I'm going to start with my orange, then my green, and then a cat. So next I would need what?
You will need the orange,
The orange,
the green,
then the green,
and then another cat.
and then another cat. Now my cats are not just alike, but there's still a cat. So that still makes my pattern okay. And we'll use the, I don't have any more of these color butterflies to repeat my pattern. So if I wanted to use another cat, I would have to do a different, I would have to use orange, green, red, a cat. Orange, green, red, and a cat. And now so my butterflies. But if I wanted to use my 3rd cat, I would have to alternate the subject, or the object, not the colors. So in order to use 3 cats, I could use a butterfly, a cat, a butterfly, a cat, a butterfly, and a cat. So all three of my cats are different, but they're cats. And all three of my butterflies are different, but they are butterflies. So that's still a pattern. Different colors, but the same category. Like if you wanted to do fruit and vegetables, even though they were different, you can still alternate them. Okay, so we reviewed patterns, different shapes. So do you know what a pattern is now? Are you familiar with a pattern?
Yes, but also how can you use a pattern in daily activities as well?
Okay, we talked about some we can use like when we did our movement exercise. You can do patterns in jumping jacks, up, down, up, down. You can do patterns in dance, clap, snap, different things. In math or science, you can do it. I need to make a pattern to do a scientific experiment, or I need to categorize the cats and the butterflies. So it's all types of patterns that you probably realize. You probably got patterns on your clothes to match it, patterns on your shoes. So it's usually used in everyday life. So feel free to take pictures of your patterns all around. See how many different patterns and different objects you can use at home to make patterns and post them for us to see. So what was something different that you learned today about patterns, Destiny?
I just learned that you can make them in different ways with different objects or different colors or different shapes. It doesn't matter which one. They're all the same, all patterns.
Right, because when you first look at this is not your typical pattern. You would think, oh, well, that's a different color than that, but it's still a pattern. It repeats itself.
Yes.
Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed the lesson today on patterns. And thank you for listening. And please report your patterns. We want to see how many different patterns that we can get on our website and compare them to different other people's patterns. Try to make the coolest pattern possible. And stay connected to the club by following us on Facebook and on the other lessons on this website. And that's all for today. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.